cat fight full of flying candles and bottles of booze all over a man's decision to pack up and move. Hairstylist Latana Jones is suing the defendants for property damage. Defendants Latanya Jeffries and Deja Lewis say the plaintiff commissioned them to a fight. Now it's Joe time.
Ms. Jones, you're suing Ms. Jeffries and Ms. Lewis, and you are alleging from your complaint that they committed either vandalism or acts of malicious mischief against your home place and various personal items therein.
Yes, Your
Paraphrasing the position of the two defendants collectively and singularly, it's the plaintiff had it coming. Now, ma'am, from your complaint, I take it that on December 15th of 2012, it is your position that you helped one of your family members take some of his stuff or his personal possessions from Miss Jeffries' home. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, Joe Brown.
Now, it's a he. By any chance, does he, to your knowledge, information, or belief, have some sort of relationship with Ms. Jeffries?
Yes, they have a child together.
All right. Now, you allege that she indicated her upset to this series of events, and that on December 16th, 2012, the next day, she showed up with 5 friends demanding that you step outside and fight or something like that. Is that correct?
That's
Yes.
how your attitude.
Tell me what happened.
Okay.
Right there out front. How does this go down?
Well, I heard through another cousin that she wanted to fight me, and I called my aunt, and I spoke to my aunt about the situation.
This is your aunt.
Yes.
Come on up. Please, ma'am. That's Ms. Jones. Risa Jones.
Yes.
That right, ma'am? All right. Hold tight. I'll come to you in a minute. You are a school bus driver here in the LA Unified School District, or is it for one of the charter school districts?
LA Unified School District.
Okay. Ms. Latoya Jones, would you please continue with the story?
So I called my aunt and told her about the situation that Latanya wanted to fight me, and my aunt called Latanya and spoke with Latanya.
Did you do that?
Yes, I did.
Tell me what transpired.
Well, I told Latanya that I was sorry about what had occurred between our family member and her. And I also was trying to talk her into not going over to my niece's house. But at the time I was saying that, she was already telling me, F that, I'm already at her effing house, and the B better come outside. So at that moment, the phone hung up, and that was it.
Now, let's go back to the plaintiff. What's going on outside at this point?
Okay, after my aunt talked to her, I guess she pulled up with 3 females and 2 males, I guess.
2 males?
Yes. And they walked up, well, the 3 females, including Latanya, walked up to my house, beating on the door. She had a knife in one hand and pepper spray in the other, and beat on the door.
A knife?
Yes. So, and she came to the door, came to the
With a
metal
knife
door,
in one hand,
with a knife in one hand, pepper spray in the other.
pepper spray in the other.
I opened the wooden door and I asked her what's going on, and she sprayed me with pepper spray through the metal door. And I slammed the door, and I read to the kids because it was a skunk outside. The shading to the lamp, you know, the outside front lamp, it's called a skunk. And she threw it in the window, and it hit the TV, and the TV tilted over and busted in front of the children.
52-inch television.
In front of the children, and blew up.
Okay, now one of the children was rather startled when the thing blew up right in front of his face.
Yes, right in front of her. And
Now, is that the was it the 6-year-old?
The 6-year-old, yes.
Yes.
Yes. And as that happened, I shielded my daughter while they're busting the windows open with the skunk and whatever else they had. I don't know if it was a gun. They used a weapon. I don't know what it was, but they used something to bust the windows. And I'm shielding my daughter, and I'm pulling them to the room out of harm's way. And I'm calling 911 at the same time. And my aunt is on her way, and she pulled up, and she see them pull off.
How much damage was done to the home place?
About rounding off
1364.87,
64, Your Honor.
suing for 300 for 3 broken windows, 100 for broken window border, $864 for the depreciated value of the flat screen TV. And since you had to pay for this, $100.87 for 2 broken sets of window blinds. All right, let's go to the defendants. I'll say which one of you wants to speak first. Miss Jeffries, seems like you were the aggrieved party. What's the matter here?
I'll speak. Hi, Judge Jumper.
Oh, hello.
The day before the incident that she's talking about, she came over to, I guess, protect a family member that I have a child with. Long story short, my door was kicked, my screen door that I had to replace, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Long story short, she shouldn't even come to my house.
A family member asked her to help him move out.
He
What's wrong?
He didn't need her to help him move out.
Basically, they came over.
Wait,
They came over
excuse
there.
me.
It was 5
I
other
thought
females.
the 13th Amendment was ratified in 1866 that ended slavery and involuntary
That's fine, but
servitude.
he didn't need
Now,
nobody to
when
help
did
him
he
move out.
need your permission?
He didn't, because he lived with me. I was allowing him. I was helping him to
There's
stay out.
slavery down in the hood?
No, I mean, hey, it might be. It might be.
Where did you
But
buy
It
him?
might be in the hood. It might be.
Where did you buy him?
I didn't buy him, but
Then how
he
can
didn't
you
buy me
dictate
either.
to somebody grown what he does, whether he moves in or
Well,
out?
he
Under
needed her help,
California
supposedly.
law is felony kidnapping, restraint.
Anyways,
So you restrain him against his will and you
restrained him.
deprived
He was
him of
leaving.
personal property and she couldn't help him move out?
no, it wasn't that. She wasn't there to try to help him. She was outside drinking Moscato and calling children's services on people. She wasn't trying to help nobody, nothing. She didn't grab not a bag. Me and Deja Lewis and one of my other cousins that's not here right now, she helped us get the bags and the officers was at the door. So she never even came in to help get no bags. So with that being said, that happened. Then the next day she was calling out fades, saying she wanted to fight people. One of their other girl cousins
She
called.
wanted to fight you.
She wanted to fight me.
Why?
Because she was mad.
We'll be right back with Judge Joe Brown. Fight. She says the defendant then threw a candle through her window, breaking her TV. Let's get back to the case.
What was she mad about?
Words were exchanged in front of the house, and I guess she felt like
What words were
it was
exchanged?
just words.
Did
Words
she
that
come
you
to
had.
your place
Well,
on
husband,
the
daughter, and
16th of
everything else.
December a year past? Yes or no?
Yes, she did. She
On
came.
the 16th?
On the 15th.
On the
I
15th.
didn't say 15th. When I made that interjection in the form of an inquiry, I said, Madam, ma'am, Ms. Jeffries, did the plaintiff or did she not come to your home place on or about the 16th day of December last year, meaning 2012? Yes or no? And you might explain if there is any equivocation.
It was my place, so no, she didn't.
All right,
She
she
came the day
did not.
before.
Did you
She came
journey
the day before,
to
so
her?
I came the next day.
Stop talking.
Whatever.
Did you journey by her home place?
She sure did. She was calling our face. You know
Her
what that
cousin
means?
called bright and early in the morning.
Saying Toya want to fight.
Toya wants to
I'm
fight.
about to line that up.
So her cousin said she was
And
going to orchestrate.
we're gonna get this together. And then when it got lined up, she pumped out, didn't want to fight. When we got there, she threw a Mexican candle at me, and when the candle, I threw it back at her and it broke her window. Yep, sure did. But she threw the weapon and I threw it back.
Did you know who was inside the place?
We didn't come with a
She
knife.
could have had a whole
any
posse in
weapons,
there waiting to warm
Your
some
Honor, I
head
didn't
up
come
in
with any
there.
weapons.
Well, they should have come
None,
out
but
because they
these.
came the day
I
before.
came with these.
They
She
came
didn't
the day
want them.
before.
Period, point blank. She threw a candle out, and I threw the candle back.
Oh,
And
man.
we had a Hennessy bottle, and we threw that through the window too.
Look. Back in the late 50s.
Bro, I'm not
Back in
here
the
to
late
lie.
50s.
Extra out.
Back in late
something else.
50s.
Okay.
Be quiet. I'm gonna give you something
Okay,
you need
stay
to know.
calm down.
You live in Los Angeles.
Well, if you live in Los
Excuse
Angeles,
me.
you know
Be
the
quiet
rules
and
of
learn
Los Angeles.
something.
If you ain't about
Be
this life,
quiet
don't
and
act
learn
like-
something.
Okay, listen.
Watch, quit being a fool. She's at
I'm
her
not
own
being a
place.
fool. I'm
You
not
went
being a
by
fool. I'm
there.
just telling you
Put
how
your
it
hand
is
off your
and
hip.
how it happened. She acted extras. People already got cases out here, all that knives and guns and stuff. Don't nobody got time for
You
that.
why they
Girl,
have
you
them.
lying. Girl,
You are a
lying.
classic
You acted out.
illustration
You
of the
not about this
utility
life.
of the
You didn't want
Second
to
Amendment.
say
Tell her to be
it. On
quiet.
camera. I don't care
Okay,
nothing
calm
about
down.
none of
Go
that.
outside, okay?
Are you a heathen?
Okay.
Maybe. I'm a beast.
Wait, hold on. Before you move her, leave her there. Leave her there. Miss Sonia, leave her there. Leave her there. Leave her there. Bring her back. I'm worried about your
No, you
10-year-old
ain't worried
son.
about me. You worried about these lies that you hearing.
I'm looking
just
at
telling
your
you the truth of
conduct.
what
Is this
happened.
what your son
That's lying.
has to
Straight up.
judge his
That's
appropriate
lying.
behavior with? Mama?
Yeah, that's that mentality. This one. Sad.
I know
Very
she
bad.
keeps using a name that's derogatory to what
threatening her.
she
Yeah,
is.
she is
But
threatening.
anyway.
She's threatening her pretty bad out there too.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a real deputy. She retired after 20 years with LA County. She ain't worried about that. Miss Sonia has some skills. Now people wonder where all of this comes from in Chicago, D.C., New York, Harlem, Los Angeles, Compton. That's it.
Yeah.
See, I was going to tell her a story to try and chill her out. Back in the 50s when I was in junior high school at John Muir, and I was telling you about this gang thing. It was Slausons, Vikings, businessmen, Bobtown, De La Soul, and a few others. And the interesting thing is there were a lot of very decent working people that lived in that area at that time, but there were a few of what the housewives, real ones, the working mothers and the people in families called women of ill repute. And it seemed that all of the little snot-nosed 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade little punks that were always crying for mama got all bad when they became Slausons, Dell Vikings, or businessmen about the time they finished the 7th grade. Interestingly enough, every single mama was a mama of ill repute, where she got 10, 12, 14 kids, hadn't heard of the word husband in the family for 4 or 5 generations. And if they're getting a check, nobody knows what a job is at school, and everybody had to put up with these fools who tried to go around taking out their lack of manliness on everybody, and it was a bunch of them. There's always the smallest one trying to mess with somebody. When he had 10 people backing him up 6 months before, he was always crying about everything.
We'll be back with more Judge Joe Brown in Scotto talking about moving out her man. She says the plaintiff challenged her to a fight. It was on. Let's get back to the case.
That fool just does not know. But you see, son 10 years old, where do you think he will have gotten what I hope he does not get? When somebody's asking him, look, brother, why don't you chill a little bit? Hey, come do it. You know, his mama's acting like that. The problem is that when somebody's mama was around, everybody said, oh man, be quiet, man. Dude's mama's around, chill. Oh yeah, man, I'm sorry, I didn't know. But see, nowadays, when somebody's mama's around, who's gonna chill? When the worst acting somebody on the street's gonna be your mama. You have a son, just a year old, it's not too late for you at all. It's prime time. Just I would suggest to you that if you do not want a problem every time he looks like he's getting out of line, the way you scold him is, boy, you need to learn how to act like a man. Men don't do that. So he kept it in check. Who's doing that now? At one point, 3, 4, 5 years ago, it was more dangerous walking around the block over there in the hood than it was having on an American uniform in downtown Baghdad in 2003. Now, why do you think this is going on? But because the boys have that with somebody's mama that they're close to. Now, the transgression is going to your place. She walks over there with intent to do harm and violence. If she walked up there with knife in hand, pepper spray, did what she did, you don't have to worry about dragging anybody inside. That might have been a justifiable homicide case, a self-defense case, if she'd gotten her fool self blown right away as soon as she tried to get through the door. Under California law, that's arguably a tumultuous entry. I'm not going to tell you to go do that, but that's what you put yourself in peril of. So you come in here in front of me,